Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a tiny tweak that makes composite feel less like cold putty and more like warm honey. It's the preheated composite honey flow technique. You warm the composite right before placement so it wets the tooth, adapts to the margins, and lets you sculpt without fighting the material. So why even warm it? Cold composite is stiff. It pushes your matrix, skips over the gingival seat, and leaves little voids right where you don't want them. When you bring it up to about 55 to 68 degrees Celsius, 131 to 154 degrees Fahrenheit, the viscosity drops. Suddenly, it behaves like honey instead of clay. That lower viscosity helps it wet enamel and dentin, sneak into line angles, and press into the margin with gentle vibration instead of heavy force. And just to hit the big concern up front, warming doesn't permanently change the chemistry. As composite warms, viscosity goes down. As soon as it cools, it returns to its original viscosity. Studies show that this temporary drop in viscosity gives better marginal adaptation. It's more flowable, softer to sculpt, and easier to push against the walls. You also get greater depth of cure because polymerization is more effective at reduced viscosity, which can lower shrinkage stress and, over time, increase restoration longevity. Small move, big ripple. Let's set the scene the way we actually work. Rubber dam on, isolation solid. If it's a class 2, your matrix, wedge, and ring are already in place. If it's a class V NCCL or an aesthetic case, the field is clean and quiet. I keep a composite warmer at the side. Any capsule syringe warmer that holds around 55 to 68 degrees Celsius works. No warmer? A quick DIY is fine. Pop the capsule or syringe into a small sealed bag and dunk it in about 60 degrees Celsius hot water for a couple of minutes. We're warming the material, not the tooth. Bonding stays the same. Etch and prime according to your system. Selective enamel etch or universal, follow the IFU. Don't heat adhesives, only the composite. While you're bonding, the capsule is warming. After about 2 to 3 minutes, it's ready, and here's the key. Uh, you have roughly 60 to 90 seconds of best handling once it leaves the warmer. So plan your increment, then express it right away. When the warm increment hits the prep, resist the urge to mash it. Instead, vibrate and brush it into place. A thin condenser or a small brush with light tapping will coax it into the line angles and that tricky gingival seat. You'll feel it immediately. It glides and self-levels just enough to erase those tiny gaps that cold composite likes to leave. On NCCLs and sclerotic root surfaces, start at the gingival margin and sweep coronally. You'll see it actually wet the glossy dentin instead of skating off. For aesthetic layering, diastema closures, thin veneers, you get this silkier lamination that shapes without leaving pull marks. Curing is familiar, but be intentional. Hit the margins from multiple directions, facial, then occlusal or incisal, and if you can, a quick pass from the lingual or palatal. Keep your usual exposure. For darker shades or deeper areas, add 5 to 10 seconds. While you're finishing a line angle or lining up the next layer, park the capsule back in the warmer so the next increment places just like the first, smooth and cooperative. For class 2 contacts, have the ring and wedge seated before you place the warm increment. The warm material needs less insertion force, so it's less likely to bow the band. Give the band a good burnish against the adjacent tooth, then paint a small warm kicker right at the contact line angle and adapt with gentle vibration. You'll usually get a tight contact without overstuffing the box. If the embrasure is wide, a quick PTFE support under the band as you place that first warm sliver can help. Then pull the PTFE and complete the increment normally. All right, here's what can go wrong and how to fix it. Nice and clear. If the contact is light, it's usually because the band wasn't pressed to the adjacent tooth or it bowed. Reburnish the band, reseat the ring, then place a tiny warm kicker right at the contact line angle and cure. If the band looks distorted, you're pushing too hard. Warm composite flows with small vibrations, switch to gentle pressure, and let it move instead of forcing it. If the cervical area is over-contoured, paint a very thin warm layer to set the edge, cure that, then add body only where you actually need it. Don't let the first pass balloon the emergence. And if the material feels sticky or stringy, it has cooled. Rewarm before the next increment so you keep that honey flow feel. Quick word on safety and biology. We're warming the material, not the tooth. The mass is small and cools fast on contact. With a dam and normal dentin thickness, intrapulpal temperature rise is minimal. Use normal increments, keep the warm capsule off the tooth, and you're in a safe lane. Here's the bigger picture, like why this sticks once you try it. With viscosity down, adaptation goes up, voids at the margin go down, and the depth of cure at the same exposure tends to be better in that well-adapted layer. That can translate into lower polymerization stress right where failure loves to start, the margin, and that's where you gain longevity. Add the chair side wins. Fewer overhangs to chase, less flash, contacts that seat properly, and finishing that actually takes minutes off the appointment. If you're wondering where to start tomorrow, pick the spots that usually fight you. A deep class 2 with a flat gingival seat, or a shiny class 5 on sclerotic dentin. Warm the first increment, adapt with gentle vibration, multi-angle cure, and you'll feel the fight disappear at the margin. Keep the capsules cycling in the warmer so every layer behaves like that first one, smooth, predictable, and a lot less stressful. All right, that's the honey flow technique. Simple gear, tiny habits, much nicer results. Try it on your next case and tell me how your finishing time and like your margin quality change. Uh, Drop your warmer settings, favorite composites, or little tweaks in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.